See players with zero recoil and think it's just raw talent you don't have? It's not just talent, it's learned techniques. For high recoil ARs, there's a specific burst firing method no one talks about. First up, the mighty Oden. You'll need to get used to its iron sight. That's problem number 1. Problem 2 is the slow fire rate. Missing a shot is incredibly punishing, so it demands pure aim skill. And third, its slow mobility means you absolutely have to master jump shots, drop shots, and slide peeking. Mastering the Oden truly means conquering all 3 of these challenges. While the Oden rewards raw aim because of its low fire rate, some guns demand you hit specific body parts to unlock their potential, like the BK30. This gun is well known for 2 issues: its magazine size and its recoil. Your priority should be ammo management first, then practice the recoil second. Why? Because third, you need to hit headshots with the HVK. Its potential skyrockets when you do, achieving a really fast 270 millisecond time to kill, even out to 60 meters. So master your ammo count and aim for the head, then fully refine that recoil control. Next, the BP50 when using the 7.62mm magazine offers top tier time to kill, but this comes at the cost of arguably the worst magazine stats among ARs. Ammo management is absolutely important. It's also crucial that you hit the chest or stomach within its first damage range to secure that essential 4-shot kill. Missing those shots drastically drops your time to kill, making that tight ammo management even harder. Now, the Peacekeeper MK2 is quite simple. Its main challenge is recoil. Master that kick, and it's arguably the second best assault rifle in the game right behind the Oden. Nothing else significantly holds it back. Mastering the recoil is vital for the Peacekeeper, but some guns demand tricky aim and recoil control, which brings us to the Groza. Its main hurdle is the recoil. You'll need to learn its distinct S pattern. A crucial tip here is to use it aggressively, almost like a PDW. However, past 16 meters, hitting the chest or upper arms becomes non-negotiable for winning gunfights. You have to aim high, even though it's harder, especially when managing that tricky recoil pattern. Those powerhouses demand skill, but some ARs throw completely unique curveballs at you. Take the ASVAL for instance. Its killer flaw is the bullet velocity. It's just terrible. You should basically forget long-range fights unless you can perfectly predict enemy movement well in advance. The simple rule is to stay under about 28 meters to avoid dealing with that velocity nightmare. Then there's the Man-O-War using thermite rounds. You'll likely already know the risks. The chance of cross-kill, which you can't do anything about, and its tiny magazine size. The only solution is strict ammo management, and maybe even running overkill for a secondary primary weapon. You need to play cautiously, fully aware that sometimes bad luck can just get you killed. Another unique case is the Swordfish. Being a burst weapon, its main issue is the burst mechanic itself. There's no secret trick here. It comes down purely to your aim, your timing, and your burst control. Practice is only the real answer for mastering the Swordfish. Those guns have unique mechanics, but a more common demon for many ARs is recoil. We saw recoil issues with guns like the Peacekeeper, Groza, and HVK, but for these next few guns, taming the kick is the primary challenge. Let's start with the KN44. Think of it as having LK24-like agility, but with significantly worse recoil. Learning the pattern is absolutely key. Here's a pro tip. The first 10 to 12 shots are actually very easy to control, so at longer ranges, instead of trying to control a prolonged spray, just fire in bursts of 10, let the recoil reset, and fire again. Moving on, the Krig 6 faces issues with both recoil and aim shake. You'll need to train that recoil pattern diligently. On top of that, burst firing at long range is mandatory because of the aim shake. But there are no shortcuts here. You need both solid recoil control and disciplined burst firing. Then we have the XM4. Its recoil goes straight up, but it climbs fast. You'll definitely want to hit the training room before taking this into a serious match. Getting used to other high recoil guns, maybe like the Fennec, can actually help prepare you for mastering this strong vertical kick. Controlling recoil is one thing, but what if the gun is just too slow or constantly runs out of ammo? Even if you have perfect aim, poor mobility or a tiny magazine can easily lose you the fight. The Type 25 is practically the poster child for having multiple problems. It's painfully slow, the range is awful, and it burns through ammunition like crazy. Honestly, avoid it if you can. But if you must use it, you need extreme trigger discipline, you have to stay inside 25 meters, and you need to forget strafing entirely. Rely only on jump shots, drop shots, or slight peeking because boosting strafe speed tanks your accuracy. The DRH is another challenge. It suffers from slow mobility, requiring those movement tricks we mentioned. It has a tiny magazine, meaning you'll be reloading constantly, and its hitbox consistency isn't great, so you need to aim for the chest as much as possible. Also, don't overestimate its range. It often feels effective further out than it actually is. With the HBRA3, you again have slow mobility demanding movement tricks. But the real story here is the hitbox. You must avoid hitting the legs if you want to secure its powerful 4-shot kill potential out to 44 meters. The recoil needs some practice too, but it isn't the primary issue compared to managing its mobility and aiming precisely. The FR556 might seem okay at first glance, but it generally lacks overall punch, and its 30-round magazine empties surprisingly fast. Careful ammo management is vital when using this rifle. The M16 isn't critically flawed, but it is slow. You have to adapt to your playstyle to avoid overly aggressive pushes. Its recoil also kicks a bit more than you might expect for a passive AR, so definitely spend time practicing with it. Similar to the Type 25 in terms of mobility woes are the ASM-10 and the M4. For both of these, strafing is practically a death sentence. You need to rely entirely on movement mechanics like jump shots, drop shots, and slides. They hit hard, but only if you can survive their slow handling during the engagement. Then there are guns like the LK24, the ICR-1, and the classic Man-O-War. Their main shared trait is simply that they're slow. You need to play passively with these, avoid getting trapped in close quarters, and just don't stand out in the open. The ICR has slightly worse time to kill than the LK, and the Man-O-War is just slow. They have minimal recoil to learn, so your focus should be entirely on smart positioning. We've covered the demanding powerhouses, the quirky oddballs, and the guns with fundamental flaws. So finally, what about the ARs that are generally considered solid and reliable? Well, these guns are often dependable, but reliable doesn't mean perfect. Even the best workhorses have small things you need to master for peak performance. Take the classic AK-47. It's truly a solid rifle. Its main minor issue is some slight aim shake you'll need to get used to, but otherwise, you're golden. The M13 and the Kilo 141 are both known for being laser beams. With the M13, the recoil can climb quickly if you aren't paying attention. For the Kilo, its iron sight could bother some players, but it's rarely a significant issue. These guns are forgiving, but maximizing their potential still requires focus. Consider the Grau 556. It offers flawless handling, but it suffers from the worst damage drop-off among all assault rifles. Its reliability completely disappears at longer ranges, so you need to keep your engagements closer than you might initially think. The CR56 AMAX is generally fine. Just remember to consistently aim above the waist to secure that crucial 4-shot kill potential out to 40 meters. Consistency and aiming is key here. With the EM2, there are no major flaws. However, like the other 3-shot assault rifles, you need to aim for the upper body consistently to actually get that fast 3-shot kill. Don't get lazy with your aim just because it hits hard. The Maddox has one main hurdle: its terrible iron sight. You'll just have to practice with it until it feels natural. Otherwise, it's a fairly straightforward gun to use. Looking back at the BK57, its bullet spread isn't great at long range, so burst firing helps both accuracy and recoil control. But the real minor issue is how shaky the surrounding iron sight picture can be. It can be quite distracting. It just takes some getting used to. And the AK-117 has two main quirks: a slower ADS time, meaning you need to pre-aim diligently, and random recoil, which you manage best by controlling your spray duration and engagement range. Lastly, the FFAR1. It often feels like it kills faster than it actually does after its nerfs, so be careful not to stop shooting too early. Its key strength, however, is its absurdly low initial recoil. You can laser enemies for the first dozen or so shots, even out to 40 meters, with minimal effort. You should definitely exploit this burst accuracy potential. And that brings us to the Type 19. You know, if you need help handling that one, maybe just rewatch this entire video. So, as you can see, mastering every AR isn't just about knowing one trick per gun. It's about understanding how mobility, recoil, ammo capacity, damage range, and all those unique quirks truly interact with each other. Fixing one issue, like recoil, might not matter if another weakness, like slow mobility or running out of ammo, gets you killed first. You need to practice these specific handling tips, learn how the different problems connect, and really think about compensating for each weapon's weaknesses. Do that, you'll find yourself winning a lot more gunfights, no matter which AR you decide to pick up.